Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing okay and feeling okay and all that good stuff. I'm feeling fine, doing okay. Tad bit on the tired list, but I am not dying or anything like that. Just tired. Um, I give you all little updates about me and how this pregnancy is going. So far, so good. Um, just tired because if you've never been pregnant or if you have been pregnant, you probably know first trimester. You're tired. Your uterus is growing and your body is growing another organ, a placenta. So it's taking up a lot of energy and stuff. And trying to keep my blood sugar straight and all that stuff can be very time consuming and take a lot of energy. Now, wonderful news. My blood pressure is doing really, really well. I'm really happy about that. I take my blood pressure every day, write it down and stuff. But there's lots of stuff that people don't know that I have to do every day. And I don't, as much as people say, boy, you should get lots of naps and all this stuff, it's very hard for me to get naps during the day because I have a very strenuous eating regimen. I wake up at a certain time. I eat, take my blood sugar, take my insulin. I eat. An hour later, I have to take another blood sugar to check to make sure that they're doing okay. Because between the first blood sugar, which should be about 90, and the second blood sugar, which should be about 120, about 30 points in between those two and stuff from the time I take my shot and eat to the time it's kind of getting ready, the insulin's getting ready to peak and do its thing and stuff. So, and then another hour later, it's snack time. I eat every 4 hours. Well, actually, I don't eat every four. I eat big meals every 4 hours. I eat every 2 hours. I eat a breakfast. 2 hours later, I eat a snack. 2 hours later, I eat lunch. 2 hours later, I eat a snack. Then 2 hours later, I eat dinner. And then sometime, maybe 3 hours or four into the night, I eat another snack. And I have to eat snacks. I can't take this insulin and do the regimen I'm doing, keep the blood sugars as tight as I can without eating a snack. Now, when before this, I didn't eat snacks at all. I was never a snacker. I really don't like snacking and stuff. It's something a lot of diabetics have to do, but I've never liked snacking and stuff. So, in between that time, it's not like you can go to sleep. Because in 4 hours, from the time I eat breakfast to the time I eat lunch, in those 4 hours, my body is hungry. It's saying, okay, you need to feed me. Now, one of the things I have to do is I have to eat the same thing, or at least the same thing in sort of the same portions every day. The only thing that sort of changes is dinner. I eat the same breakfast and I eat the same lunch every day without fail. My snacks may change, but my snacks have to be protein and carbohydrates during the day, and the one before dinner has to be full protein and stuff. So I can eat cheese or bacon or sausage or a little scoop of ice cream or whatever. It's got to be fat and protein right before it's time for me to lay my head down and go to sleep and stuff. And so I have a certain amount of carbs I have to eat during breakfast, a certain amount of carbs I have to eat during snack, a certain amount of carbs I have to eat during lunch, a certain amount of carbs I have to eat during the next snack, and a certain amount of carbs I have to eat during dinner, which can be hard because now I am getting nauseated more frequently and stuff, but I still have to eat the same thing and stuff. So, it's sort of hard when you're trying to eat stuff and you're like, ugh. So, in the morning I eat yogurt and it was hard going down this morning and stuff, and you just feel kind of sick, and stuff. And I'm not having really bad nausea, but I am having nausea, and I really hate being nauseated. It's like the worst. And if you could pull teeth, I'd like you to pull my teeth before I like to be nauseated. I really hate being nauseated and stuff. So I'm trying to handle the nausea and not throw up. I can only throw up once per day if I have to vomit. If I vomit twice, I have to go to the emergency room. Because as a diabetic, if I vomit, I'm I'm vomiting up carbs and food and protein, and then all that insulin I've taken has nothing to work on. So most of the time, I try not to throw up at all. I haven't thrown up yet. and stuff, and they've given me some medication for that. I haven't thrown up yet. I try not, because I can't have a second shot at doing that and stuff. So most of the time it's just sort of nauseated and just sort of tired and stuff. Now people are probably wondering, wow, why would you go through all this and stuff? Well, it doesn't really matter. This is what I have to do to make sure that my baby's healthy. This is not the hardest thing I've ever had to do in life. This is not the hardest thing I've ever had to do as a diabetic. It's actually sort of easy because I have a really strenuous regimen and something that I have to do all the time and stuff. So it's, as long as I do it and do it when I'm supposed to, it's not that hard. Dinner I make back and forth. We make a dinner and then I'll eat it for maybe a week, and then we'll make a different dinner and then I'll eat that for a week and stuff. So, and now, about the fourth or fifth day, it's kind of hard to eat that same meal, but I go ahead and do it. That's the only thing I have with any variety, and maybe I'll have a little salad or something like that. So I'm just letting you know that, well, of course, to let people know it's not impossible to have a baby and be a type 1 diabetic. Lots of women do. They have healthy children, no problems, no anything, but that's because they stay healthy and stuff. And so this was my choice to do this. This was a planned pregnancy and stuff. And I knew 6 months before, we talked about this with the doctor, and they had me on this regimen and all this stuff. So it's not like this is a surprise, and it's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. And when I went to the doctor, it was kind of weird because, they were talking about that they have many women who have, been wanting to have a baby for a really long time, and then they finally get pregnant, and then they don't do what they're supposed to do, which I don't really understand. It's sort of like child abuse to me. Why would you do that to your child and stuff? This is not the hardest thing I'm ever going to have to do ever, and stuff. So I don't make it like, oh, woe is me, crying or whining about it. I just do it, Now, I don't know if a lot of people could do this. And, my doctor was saying, you guys really deserve a pat on the back, because people don't really know the kind of arduous stuff that you have to do as a type 1 diabetic to have a baby and stuff. Now, personally, I don't think I deserve nothing on the back. This is what I'm supposed to do for my child. I do it and stuff. So, but I take about 7 to 8 blood sugars a day and stuff, and right now I'm taking 2 insulins, and they may put me, starting tomorrow, they may put me on a 3rd insulin. We're gonna see how that works and stuff. And it's sort of, it's sort of odd, it's sort of weird, and it's I guess for people that aren't diabetics it would be weird. Since I've been one since I was 7, it's not really weird. I'm just used to doing what doctors tell me to do. That's what I'm used to doing and stuff. I'm a patient. I'm a lifelong patient and stuff. And so you're used to sort of doing what the doctor tells you to do and stuff. So it's not like I'm all up in arms and stuff. I don't know what people do when they have gestational diabetes and have to do all this stuff. I've heard of women who have gestational diabetes kind of argumentative about doing this. And I'm just thinking, yeah, well, you want your child to be healthy, so suck it up, and that's just my personal thing. So this is probably the only child I will ever have in my life. This is just 9 months out of 40 years. This is not really that big of a deal and stuff. But I want people to know what it is that you do when you're maybe a chronic, have a chronic disease, and then, have a child. So this is just sort of a little thing to let you all know and all this stuff. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great and stuff. And I'll come back in a week or so, and I'll talk to you again about stuff that's going on and stuff that's happening and all this stuff and stuff that's happening with the baby and stuff that's happening with my body, and tell you what my baby's doing at this time and stuff. But so far, me and Baby Berg are doing great, and we will talk to you later. And so we'll see you again in a while. Okay, bye bye.